In case you wanted to learn any like Canadian mental health laws or anything like that, I thought I would direct you to a PDF file that ironically the hospital's lawyer has on their website. The first page, it says like you can't redistribute it, so I can't really just show it on here so I don't get in trouble, but I can direct you where to go, because I do believe after the abuse and assault and everything that happened to me, it's just golden. You need to arm yourself with knowledge, so you don't get hurt like I did. Either, you don't have to use this, but go to Google or wherever you want to go and type in a practical guide to mental health and the law in Ontario, and it's this one. And it will take you to this page right up here. It just blurred. Okay. And then you just click download guide. You know you'll have the right one when you have this. Not saying this is like your only go-to. It's just like something if you don't want to come through all the legal stuff, and it's kind of more there for you, especially mental health wise. I know I previously did make a video that like listed things for people to help people, but I lost it when the fire happened, unfortunately, because it was on another phone. But yeah, so really just don't want anyone to suffer. And again, this is the PDF. It says it's around 174 pages long. You can always click the very first one that comes up too on the OHA.com one, but it's just up to you. Other than that, if you Google it, there is a legal page that has the acts specifically that you can just like comb through if you want to take the time to do that. Probably Mental Health Act would be one of the first ones you want to go to, and then the Healthcare Consent Act, and then Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms Act. At least those you definitely would want to comb through, just so you have it in the back of your mind. The PDF on the site that I showed was the latest version. The one I had seen prior to this was like a 2016 version that I had used in my small claims, because I don't want to like screenshot it and possibly get in legal trouble. I can just like say an example that I had. Like one of them is that it outlines the Mental Health Act, including S20 and then bracket 3 bracket, that after 72 hours on a Form 1, defendant is required to release the person. I put defendant because the hospital is the defendant, I'm the plaintiff, but they're required to release you after 72 hours on a Form 1, and their Form 1 wasn't even valid because another example, evidence based on courts and CCB panels that if a patient has not been provided a Form 42 or other written notice with decision the requirements of the Mental Health Act has not been met and the person's detention is unlawful, which is fancy for illegal, and they did not provide me with a Form 42, they did not tell me why they're doing this, and they did not get consent, which is also a requirement. Again, look that stuff up. It's very important. I really wish I knew this and that my family knew it. They didn't even get a substitute decision maker, which is required if they think you're not competent, or like that even means that you're supposed to be able to be told that you have the right to legal counsel that's what the Form 42 is, to tell you your rights. So I had no idea. I really wish I knew. I probably would have been out of that so fast. I wouldn't have been hurt like I was by them. In the PDF, it also explains how in Ontario, without consent and a substitute decision maker, it must be assigned and asked on consent on their behalf if they are incapable. So that's another thing that's in there, just so it's easier and kind of less rummaging through all those legal information in a website. Now, the reason why I included it was because it was proof that the hospital's lawyer had made this for others, and it's been distributed to hospitals. So there's really no excuse how it's right in there that they did do wrong, and it says if you did this, you were wrong, unlawful term, which is just illegal. So it's so frustrating that they know they're wrong. It's in there that shows they're wrong. Their lawyer knows they're wrong. I mean, it's in their PDF. It's all in there, everything they did wrong. And yet they come at me so strong because I was told by others that is just how hospital lawyers are. Like, they have a whole army. That is how they worded it, an army to protect hospitals and doctors. Sorry, it got away from me. Also in there, it describes what makes consent valid. So, that stuff's pretty important. I really just don't want anything horrible to happen to anybody else. And I don't want anyone to suffer like I did or get PTSD because of it. Or if they try so desperately like I have to get any form of justice because they were wronged and, abused and traumatized. I just don't want anyone to suffer, especially when, they know they did wrong. It's just they don't want to own up to it. And not even an apology, not even trying to better the facility. It's just go at you, cutthroat, go at you. That's all I've dealt with. And they know you're suffering mentally from all the SHIT that they did to you. I just spelled that out so it stays up. If you want to look up anything else, like those consent acts, you can look up Healthcare Consent Act and then R.S.O. and then 1996, and it's usually Chapter 2, Schedule A. Just type that in Google or wherever you want to. And the other one is Mental Health Act, R.S.O. and then 1990, Chapter M.7. That's another one. I mean, I'm sure there are others, but I'm trying to make it easier for you to Google. For the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, just put Constitution Act 1982 Part 1 and then Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It's honestly probably just easier to write the end part. Obviously, in the future, if you are hurt, then look up the Negligence Act, R.S.O. 1990, Chapter N.1, and that'll explain who is at fault. Again, not a lawyer, and this is not legal advice. This is just me trying to help you when I didn't have help. So I'm hoping that I'll send you in the right direction to arm yourself with a little bit of knowledge. Obviously, this won't work in other countries because every law is different. This is Ontario specifically.